Hello, my beautiful creative souls. It has been a hot minute, has it not? Welcome back to the channel. More welcome back for me rather than you. But yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. This is going to be a chattily, oh my goodness, Leanne, chatty and probably rambly video. Chattily is apparently the new word for that, where I just want to talk to you and catch up a little bit, share some stationery goodies, favorites, things I've been liking, things I've been using, talk to you about my last kind of planner journal of 2023, where I've kind of really settled on my planner slash journaling groove for the moment, and my very loose setup for 2024, which I figured I would talk you through. So grab yourself a beverage. My coffee's half gone and cold, but we're just gonna roll with it. And settle in for a chat. So first off, to all of you who supported my moving sale, thank you so much. I know it's been months now since that happened, but it really did help me a lot. It was amazing to be able to finally get some of that stuff that I was ready to pass on to a new home that was going to love it, kind of out of my storage and all that stuff. I do have some stuff that I do need to donate still that was left over from that, but there was a better response than I could have ever hoped for. And all of your support and well moving wishes and everything, it was just amazing. So thank you for that. And yeah, I am now living in our apartment, our little 500 square foot apartment that we made in my in-laws garage. We have left our 3-year chapter in the camper behind, and it was kind of one of those bittersweet moments where you're like really sad to leave because so much happened there, but then you're so excited for like the new thing. And then once you move, you're like, how the F did I even survive without all of these basic comforts that now, just after 1 month, I am so accustomed to. So it's been absolutely lovely. I finally have stable heat and insulation, and I can take a shower that's longer than 5 minutes. And we have a dishwasher and a whole kitchen, and it's been absolutely amazing. So I'm going to pop a picture here of like my favorite shot of the apartment, which is our kitchen. So for any of you who are nosy and curious, there's that for you. Phone going off. It would not be a Leanne video without the phone. Am I right? So let's talk about planners first. I want to show you what my planning system has evolved into, what my journaling system has evolved into. It's going to be a little boring probably compared to some of my older things, but I mean, we already had that whole conversation in my last update video, so you're prepared, right? This was my planner slash journal for September through December of 2023, and this one was my favorite of the year, so this is the one I'm going to be showing you. I debated on doing an entire recap of all the planners and journals that I bumped in and out of during the year, but you know, since the move, things are put away and in every which direction, so I'm just going to show you my favorite because I feel like this is the planner that I like finally figured it out. So this is actually my planner. This is the Creatively Free to Be Me planner that I created in 2021, I think. And I've been using it on and off since, and this was the first time that I really like dove back into it for about 1.5 years probably. And it was perfect. It was everything I needed. I was obsessed. This is the collage cover that I created over it. You know, just my style, different little collage bits. My title for the year, not title for the year, the title of the year If there's any shaking going on, I apologize. I have a new desk configuration and I'm still trying to figure out how to get that to go away, but I can't not touch the table. So apologies to anyone that makes sick. But yeah, I just put on a bunch of things. I knew this was going to be kind of our last little stint in the camper, because in September when I started this, we were starting to work on the garage to apartment projects. So I kind of put that on there to commemorate that. Just other, you know me, nature shots and skulls and my little like word poems out of the Tim Holtz word stickers. My in-laws got chickens and they were housed kind of near our camper, so the rooster was a big part of my life this summer and fall, so I kind of put that there. And yeah, that's that. Let's finally get inside, shall we? So inside here, just random quotes, tea tag. This sticker is from Anna, my darling friend. I will leave her linked below. The second she showed this and said she was going to offer stickers for purchase, I was like, give me all of them. So I have one in here and one in my journal. If you see a bunch of jump cuts in this video, it's because there were things in here that I couldn't show you, that I didn't bother to cover up in the beginning. So we're just gonna roll with it. Title page, my name, tea tags. At this point when I started this planner, I was thinking about finally putting together that new planner that I was thinking about. So I've been like rewriting it and trying to really figure out what I want to do with it. So I was sorting out ideas. Nothing happened of that, just to be clear. Filling out these areas. So this is like where you can write a welcome letter to your planner or journal and then give yourself a permission slip. So that's what I did there. I was using this as my cycle and intimacy tracker. I'm terrible with trackers. This is like the one that I'm most consistent with, but for some reason we were just so busy November and December I didn't go back. This was a chart that I made for a tarot challenge that I was doing, and I actually fucked it up, and so this was November and this was December, but I labeled them wrong, and it really screwed up everything. And coincidentally, once I reached that screwed up part, I also just stopped doing the challenge, which is kind of sad, but there's that. I had some wish lists going on, was working on some tarot stuff. And then one of the things that I really loved about using this planner again was that I could have, you know, whatever I wanted, obviously, because I set it up that way so that it's like, if you've never seen this planner, I created this planner to be basically a already drawn out bullet journal. So it has all the undated calendars drawn out. It has areas for like your month stuff, your memory keeping. It has a double page, really spacious spread for your weeks, and all kinds of extra note pages. And what was really beautiful about returning to this was I was so busy and things were like changing so much that it allowed me to really put in all of my memory keeping, all of my business planning, all of the other things that I was planning out. Like I have class plans in here. I have, you know, business things that I was doing. And then I have my memory keeping, and I wasn't really keeping up with it consistently. I think this is probably like the prettiest page. But that I was just making notes about what I was doing or writing quotes that were standing out to me. And it's not pretty. You can see that I do like Tombow markers, a different color for each week. I usually pick a couple colors for the month and switch back and forth between them. Sometimes I write a lot about what we were doing. Sometimes I just stick the photos in there. This was a note that I found. This was actually really fun. This is a note that I found about our order when we went on our honeymoon, and of course at that point it had been almost a year, so that was really fun to find that in like a jacket that I randomly pulled out to start wearing again in the fall. So stuck that in there. And then, you know, we started working on the apartment. Like, this is us getting ready to do the fiber insulation, so we're like all suited up. I taught Tarot 101, so there's all of that stuff in there. If you don't know, I have another channel, which is my main channel now. It's called Leanne Aligned, and I offer, you know, things on divination and manifestation and things like that, and classes and card readings and all that fun stuff. So that was all the notes for that class that I taught, which you can still take. And then I just used the pages in here for basically, I have 850 million ideas of projects and courses and videos and planners and just all kinds of things that I want to create and put together. Of course, not all of those, most of them don't come out. But the blank pages allowed that all to live in there, which was really fun. Here I was testing out my different Tombow colors because I wanted a color palette for October, and this was what I settled on. I have birthday and Christmas cards stuck in here, and I love that this is like, it's a half letter size, so there's plenty of room for me to write, but then you can also like stick a card in there and actually have it fit without having to cut it down. Again, you know, monthly stuff. We had our 1-year anniversary. I hosted a month of sacred self-devotion over on my Instagram. I was doing different workshops and launches and other things, so I was really utilizing this blank row of boxes here to really map out like which week, which things were happening in and where I was executing. I get really bad about like not highlighting and crossing things off. But most of, you know, they got done. That's what matters. What was this? A quote? Yeah, you're not running out of time. So I like write myself little like motivational reminders. And again, like you'll see these are more blank. Like, yeah, there's some journaling here with a couple pictures. And then other weeks are just like, there's barely anything on it. This was taking a photo in the same place we got our like wedding photos done a year later. That was one of the things I wanted to do for our anniversary. Obviously, you know, we just took these selfies on my phone, but that was fun. More working on the apartment, Shadow being all depressed. And then there's weeks like this, right, where literally we were so busy, I wrote absolutely nothing. Another card. And then I was also doing the tarot challenge prompts in here. So I was writing every day my reflections before I would do my posts on Instagram. Stuff about that sacred self-devotion challenge that I hosted myself. And that's what this is just all those challenge posts. I was using this as a bookmark. Actually, I think I'll take that out now, reuse it. November, same kind of deal. I turned 30. Look at me go. I tried out Scentbird, which was really fun to get into like perfume again. More photos that I never glued in. More empty weeks. Shadow just hanging out while I was mudding sheetrock. Birthday gift from my husband. I think this says, yeah, this was the day we officially moved, so November 26th. And yeah, little decorations we put up. All kinds of notes for possible future programs that I'm not going to show you. Birthday card from my dad. My Spotify Wrapped. Don't we all love a good Spotify Wrapped? And then December. I finally watched Star Wars for the first time, so that was pretty cool. We watched all of the movies, and now I understand the things. More tea tags. Working on more programs. Oh, this was the banner for my new planner, which we're going to talk about in a second. Now, some more photos that I need to glue in from Christmas. We hosted my family for Christmas for the first time. That was super just fun and amazing to be able to do. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. So, and then I just have extra papers in the back, like the plans for our house that we drew up, notes for that tarot class I was making, things we ordered for the apartment receipts, notes on a workshop that I took, things like that. So that was kind of my groove, and this is literally, this is what my memory keeping is looking like right now, is just jotting down when shit happens, and when I feel called to, I'll glue in a card or print out a photo. And it's not overly pretty. There's not a bunch of stickers. There's pretty much just Tombow markers and paint pens with quotes written on it. And this really worked for me. Like, this was definitely my favorite planner journal in a while. All of these tabs of like ideas that I was able to write down in here, and then like label for me to actually like go back to and have them not get lost. I just love it. I just really, really enjoyed it. And because of that, I wanted to recreate this experience for myself in 2024. But one thing that I found with this was I'm actually moving away from wanting to change planners and all of the time. Like, I used to be really like switch out, switch out, switch out. And when this one was done, I was like, oh my gosh, it's done. Like, I still need to like reference these things and go back, and I want to be able to like have an actual like longer period of time all in one place to be able to continue utilizing it, because I was writing that important information and I was doing a very slow version of memory keeping. So like these photos you see in here, none of those happened on that week. I actually find that once or twice a month I just get in that mood, and for about an hour I'll go through, I'll print out my photos, I write them in, I take my Tombow markers, I underline and highlight whatever's standing out to me, and that's about it. And I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, so I wanted to be able to like have those things, like there's still photos in here that I need to glue in, and I want to still do that, but I know if I put this away, that ain't happening. So my attempt at recreating this for myself with a longer term shelf life, because this planner is only 4 months, that's the way I designed it. So in order to do a longer term shelf life of this for myself, I decided to go with the, why is this word escaping me? Traveler's Notebook, there we go, system. And I ended up not going with this, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little upset about it. You'll see the system that I'm gonna be using in a second. But basically my idea was to, I already set it up naturally, to have my monthly, so like long-term planning in here. I was hoping this was gonna have extra pages, or enough extra pages when I got it to be able to do like my monthly layout and then my monthly kind of overview stuff that I like to have in my other planner next to each other. That didn't happen. Then I was gonna have this weekly insert, because it's just like, that's really the bulk of my planner, right? It's like the weekly stuff, and then I memory keep on there. And I really am obsessed with, I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos anymore, I gotta be honest, And the one like journaling creator that I always watch when I'm doing my once or twice a month memory keeping in my own planner journal is Jane the Crazy. That's her channel name. She's a riot. I love her. Her journaling style is very much like how I used to work, like just messy and in the moment and imperfect and colorful. And so if you're looking for a channel to watch and you have not checked her out before, definitely do so. But she strictly uses this system. So basically I was like, I'm going to give that a try, and I was going to write my like to-do list down here. And then I had this notebook, which I was going to use like I did all the other blank pages, where I'm jotting down my long-term ideas, you know, planning classes, all of that fun stuff. So that was going to be my thing. And instead, I purchased this very expensive planner, which I'm going to be right up front about. I'm very disappointed with. What I wanted was something that married the Magic of I planner. If you don't know what that is, it's like an astrology based planner. And so I wanted something that married that with my extra pages for my journaling. And I've looked at the Magic of I planner literally 3 years in a row now, and I never purchase it, usually because they have this weird like mushroom theme in it, and I just don't, medicinal mushrooms are not my thing. I don't know why else I didn't purchase it. Probably because I don't like the weekly layout. I don't like the horizontal. Is that what it's called? Yeah, like I don't like when, I like the vertical weeks, when weeks are like this, or when weeks are in blocks. I don't like when it's horizontal. So then I found this. This is the ST Soli. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Please do not be upset. Planner, and this is a astrology planner with a bunch of journaling pages and also a bunch of information in the front, like a guide. And I was like, this is literally perfect. It's not. No planner is perfect, because you know me, I just have to make things like for my own. But when you have it open, it does this weird thing where like the cover slips off, and then you get this bend here, and that drives me absolutely bonkers. But my real issue with it is the fact that, first, the writing's very hard to see because it's small and it's on this paper. Now I do have to say this paper is amazing because nothing bleeds through. But you have a bunch of like information in the beginning, and it feels very disjointed from the actual contents of the planner. I think what happened is they tried to do too much with it, and everything ended up just a little unfunctional because of that. They definitely did a good job in terms of other planners I've seen, but basically here's the long and the short of it. For instance, they have in the beginning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pages about working with the moon. On the actual monthly and weekly calendars, the only moon phases you get are new and full moon. So they give you 12 pages of basic information about working with each phase of the moon. But they don't tell you when any of those phases are. When's the waxing moon? When's the waxing gibbous? When's the waning crescent? Nobody knows because it's not in the friggin' calendar. They also have a bunch of, so they have a index of glyphs in here, which is great. And then there's some on here that don't match. Now, this could just be lack of understanding on my part, but it feels a little strange to try and navigate with a guide that provides you basic learner information and then a calendar that provides you more complex information with nothing to bridge the gap. It also drives me crazy that the astrological things over here, so it says like transit, Mercury enters Aries. There's no date next to it, so I have to like find that in here and then write the date next to it if I want. That drives me a little bonkers. It is cool because it does have kind of like lots of blank space, which is the reason that I was like, yes, this is great. And you'll see some of my decoration that I've started. It has a big like kind of monthly overview, a place for your monthly dashboard. Again, I'm not really following their prompts. I'm just doing what I usually do. Monthly calendar. The weekly layout is nice. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. You get, it's supposed to be a weekly reflection and a weekly projection. So the idea is that you use this as your like to-do list, or in my case, I would use this as my to-do list. And then at the end of the week, I would just use this part probably for memory keeping. But because this first week of January didn't have a previous one, there's no place to plan this first week in January. It's just a reflection. So I'm using this as the planner for that. And just doing the same thing I usually do, you know, Tomo markers, writing in my stuff, using a little bit of highlighter. Again, the font is just, it's difficult to read. And I have bones to pick about the way that they've repeated a bunch of prompts. Like, so this weekly reflection, weekly projection, this notes and prompts at the bottom is the exact same fucking thing every page for the whole year. I know I'm sounding really negative and nitpicky, but guys, it just, I just can't. I'm like, give me the blank friggin' space and put this on one page in the beginning of the guide, especially since I have 70 pages of guide. Anyway. So, and then there's, I gotta be honest, there's a bunch of errors in here. For instance, what's cool is they tried to put the zodiac season glyph up here at the top, but some of them are incorrect. For instance, the glyph image for Aquarius runs all the way through Capricorn season in January through Aquarius season. When does it finally change? Pisces changes here with Pisces. But anyway, so, and there's, you know, I don't really mind spelling errors. I'm like the queen of spelling errors, but there's just a lot of inconsistencies and things that don't feel like they line up. And I actually found out today that, not from them, but from someone else who purchased this planner, that they accidentally published one of their drafts instead of their final draft, which is why there's so many inconsistencies and errors. However, they have not put anything out on their social media about it that I've seen. They have not contacted, you know, anybody who's purchased it. The other person who had the planner that I spoke to said they were offering 10% refunds, which for a $70 planner to get $7 back is like whatever. Like, just keep your $7. But since that person was notified of that, they actually retracted that notification that they had on their website, and now they're just selling the planners at $10 off, so it's $60 instead of $70. And I understand it's a small company, and like, you know, I mean, we all need the money at this point. But it just has left a very bad taste in my mouth about how this is handled. And yeah, so all of this to say, I now have this planner, which I love the theory of. And I'm going to, as you can see, try to make it work because it will allow me to have everything in one place. I do like that, you know, I did want to have all of this information. The information is not presented to me in a way that is helpful for me per se, but I'm going to try to use it as a base starting point and figure out how to make things work for me so that maybe in the future I can just make my own, I guess. I do like kind of the layout overall. I like the idea of the blank the blank pages in between. There are ritual spaces for the new and full moon. That's not something I put in here. That's something I put in my Book of Shadows personal journal kind of thing. So we'll see how I use those pages. But yeah, I'm also a little concerned, obviously, because, I mean, look at this chunky monkey. This is 4 months, and this chunked up, and then, you know, this is 300 pages, maybe more. It's easily twice the size. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how I end up liking it. We'll see if I end up switching into the setup that I was going to do originally. I am still using this blank insert as I intended to do all of that kind of more class planning. So, and of course I literally like dated it all and set it up. So we'll see. We'll see. Moral of the story is, I don't recommend this. I'm not sure if that was going to work for me. Probably should have just stuck with another one of these. Yeah, I don't really know what the point of that was, but just to share. That's where I'm at. This is what I'm enjoying. This is what I thought I was going to use. This is what I'm going to try to use. And we'll see how all of that goes. So, before I wrap up, in addition to my planner journal, basically my planner that I sometimes memory keep in, I have this, which is the Taroko Design, I think, Crossfield, Tomoe River paper notebook. I think it's like 400 pages or something like that. This is my personal journal, which I'm now going to be calling my Book of Shadows and Light, I think. I'll go more into this on my Leanne Aligned channel, but basically this is all of my like personal journaling and magical writing and communing with the divine and all of that fun stuff. So this is really my whole journaling system at this point, other than some like bigger picture journals that I keep. This is pretty much it. This is the setup. Moving on. Really loving my fountain pens. All TWSBI Ecos, except for one, I think. I put a bunch of new inks in. Let me find that page. Okay. So I think it's really fun to like match the ink to the pen. And I like being able to just pick up my pen whenever I want and like write with the color. So this one has Roner and Klinger. I'm not even going to pretend to be able to pronounce that. This teal one actually does not have a matching one. This is the J. Urban 1798 something something Egypt, which I've been really enjoying. It's funny because it kind of comes out teal sometimes in the beginning because I had teal in here before, and even though I used the pen flush, it didn't work. But it's like a glittery gold brown rusty color, and I'm loving that. This was a sample I got, Ferris Wheel Press Pink Sugar Beach, and I do enjoy that. Monteverdi Purple Mist.
For some reason, I have issues with this ink. If I don't write hyper slow, it dries out, which is like so weird because it's just an ink, so it doesn't flow very well, which makes me angry. This is the TWSBI Diamond 580 in green. In here I have the Diamine Wild Strawberry, which best red pen ever. Robert Oster Fire and Ice. And this one I have the Diamine Soft Mint, another one I'm trying out. Diamine Apple Glory. I really do like the Diamine inks. This is the Diamine Shimmer Night Sky. It's like a shimmery black. And then in here I have Noodler's Lexington Gray. None of these are waterproof. They're all just regular, but I'm not really in a position where I would need waterproof. I don't really use these in my planner because of that, obviously, because I can't highlight them. But I will just pick up whatever pen I'm feeling that moment to write in this particular journal. And that's really awesome. And I just keep them on this little clear coffin that my sister got me a couple years ago. And I love it. It's looking a little worse for wear because it's all scratched up, but she cute. And then last but not least, these are kind of my favorite supplies at the moment. This is so funny. So basically this is all I use for the past long while, basically all of last year. I have my Tombow markers in various ink colors. As you saw, I use them every month. Love them. Posca paint pens. Shocker. These are both in black. I just pulled these out to show you because I use the black most often. And then my Arteza paint markers, which I love, in my giant bullet tip. Those are like my art supplies. So crazy to me to think how, like, where I was like 4 years ago using all kinds of supplies, and here I am, and I'm like, nope, these are my favorites. Just these 3 things. Not paint pens. Regular pens I've really been loving. These Zebra Z grips in the pastel body. I found these at the Dollar Tree. I think you can get a whole pack at Amazon for like $10, which I think I'm going to do next. I'm on the hunt for refills for them because I hate throwing pen bodies away. But finding pen refills is a lot harder than you would think. Zebra Sarasa clip. I really enjoy these. This is the 0.5. I'm not a huge 0.5 fan, but I ended up with these for some reason. But I do enjoy this. This is a blue black, does it say? Don't know, but it's a really deep blue. And I also love the Papermate Inkjoy gel. This is the pink one. I use this as the little stars to mark when I have to put pants on, leave the house, or like actually show my face, like in a Zoom meeting or something. If I have to put pants on and be presentable to go somewhere, it gets a pink star next to it, so I don't miss it. I've been using these 2 highlighters exclusively for the year. All of last year pretty much. This is the Stabilo Boss, and I literally just use these to highlight off tasks that I've done. So instead of like crossing off a task that I finished, I highlight it. If it gets crossed off, it was canceled. And I just really like them. I like that they're cute and aesthetic and chunky, and I like the type of yellow that this is. I'm very particular about the highlighter yellows that I like to use, and I really like this one. Sticky notes. Best sticky notes that I found, Dollar Tree. The reason I love them is because they're pastel. So like this is their green, and this is their yellow, and I love having the different colors, but I don't want it to be so bright that I can't like see what I wrote on it. And I feel like you have that, or I have that issue a lot with the more Post-it brands. So, and they literally work just as well. Like, so I got a pack of these ones, and then last time I went, they had the little baby ones, which is what I was using as tabs in my planner. And then for other tabs, I'm going to be honest, I like these. These are the Avery glitter ones. But I only had a few left, and then I was in Walmart over Christmas with my sisters, and I found these Post-it ones, which are like holographic with like the little glitter ones. If I had to do it all over again, I would get the set of Avery ones again. I just cut them in half and use like round the corner. Use one tab as two. But yeah, those are the supplies I'm loving. Those are my fountain pens. That's my big rant about what my journaling looks like now and how upset I am about that planner. And just a little update on my life. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's an absolute joy to be able to catch up with you. I felt a little bit rusty and rambly, but here we are. We can do shut up and do our best, right? So let me know down below what your planner journal stuff looks like right now. I'd love to hear about your system. I know last time I mentioned it, a lot of people talked about theirs is evolving as well. So I'd love to know kind of what you're using this year, how things have changed. Just I'm looking forward to catching up in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Sending you so much love and beautiful creative vibes. I will leave links down below to everything that I could possibly think of, as well as my new tarot, manifestation, etc. channel, if that's your thing and you want to check that out. And with all that being said, I will see you next time at some point in the future. All right, my loves, take care. Bye.